Picture this, it's 2006. You are standing outside a massive industrial plant that has been dead for years. The machinery inside is rotting. The workers outside are staring at you with cold, cynical eyes, just waiting to watch you fail. The company is buried under 160 crores in debt. It faces 170 active lawsuits. The biggest billionaire corporate houses in India looked at this mess, did their due diligence, and turned away. But you are a Dalit woman from a rural village, a woman who once earned just two a day sewing garments in a slum, and you just signed the papers to take it all over. You're watching the 1% Indian, where every Sunday we decode one extraordinary decision by an ordinary Indian using the exact science of psychology and NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming. Today, you will discover the precise mental shift that turns absolute trauma into a 100 crore empire. Don't blink. Our story begins in 1961 in a tiny village called Roperkeda in Maharashtra. Kalpana Saroj was born into a family where money was scarce, but hope was even scarcer. Her father was a simple police constable, a tiny income to feed 5 children. But in her community, the burden of caste wasn't just a concept, it dictated where you could step. Kalpana faced brutal segregation at school. She wasn't allowed to sit with other kids, drink from the same water, or dream the same dreams. She was punished simply for the crime of her birth. At just 12 years old, an age when children are learning fractions, Kalpana was married off. Her school books were taken away. Her childhood ended overnight. She was dragged to the slums of Mumbai to live with her husband's family. What followed wasn't a marriage, it was living hell. She was systematically starved, brutally beaten, and stripped of her humanity day after day. Her father eventually rescued her and brought her back home, but the village didn't offer a sanctuary, it offered a trial. To them, a girl returning from her husband's home was damaged goods, a living dishonor. She tried to re enter school, but the whispers followed her everywhere. The emotional isolation broke her. At 16, unable to see a single exit, Kalpana swallowed 3 bottles of deadly chemical insecticide. A family found her convulsing on the floor. Against every medical odds, she survived. Pay close attention here because what happens next is the differentiator between the 99% and the 1%. Lying in that hospital bed, Kalpana looked at the exact same facts of her life. She was uneducated, divorced, and penniless. The standard human brain would conclude this is the proof that I am nothing. I am meant to suffer. But Kalpana flipped a switch. She shifted her internal narrative from why is this happening to me to a devastatingly powerful realization. The worst has already happened. The world tried to kill me and it failed. I am still here. So from this moment on, I own my life. She didn't just choose to live, she chose to become the sole author of her story. She decided that if society has already written her off, she had absolutely nothing left to lose. At 16, she packed her bags and headed straight back to the city that broke her, Mumbai. She landed a job inside a cramped garment factory. Multiple historical accounts state she was earning less than 2 rupees a day. Imagine working 14 hours in a sweatshop for loose change. But while other workers saw a dead end job, Kalpana saw an academy. She didn't just stitch, she analyzed. She memorized how logistics worked, how profit margins were calculated, and how business owners spoke. She was a scientist collecting data. She discovered a government loan scheme targeted at underprivileged communities, a scheme that others ignored out of fear of bureaucracy. With zero formal education and no collateral, but carrying unshakable conviction, she secured the loan. She built a profitable tailoring business. Then she scaled it into retail with a furniture store. Then she cracked open Mumbai's cutthroat real estate market. Then tragedy struck again. Her younger sister fell critically ill. Because Kalpana's business was still in their infancy, she couldn't gather enough liquidity for emergency treatment in time. Her sister passed away. For anyone else, this would be the final breaking point. But Kalpana forged a terrifying, powerful oath. I will never let anyone I love die because of lack of money. I will build massive wealth and I will build it fast. This brings us back to 2006. The workers of Kamani Tubes, a defunct industrial giant, begged her to step in, where elite corporate executives saw a graveyard of 116 crore of debt and 170 court cases. Kalpana saw her ultimate canvas. She took over the company, aggressively negotiated waivers, cleared every single rupee of debt by 2011, and paid over 500 workers their back wages with massive bonuses. Today, it's a booming multi crore global enterprise. But how did she do it? We are breaking it down through a tool called as NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. It is called cognitive reframing. Human beings do not react to reality, they react to the meanings they assign to reality. Look at the data. Kalpana didn't indulge in toxic positivity. She didn't deny that she was abused or discriminated against. Instead, she completely changed the functional frame of those events. Think of it like a metallurgy. Raw gold doesn't become priceless by sitting in a safe. It becomes valuable because it survives extreme volatile heat and crushing pressure. The furnace doesn't destroy the gold, it burns away the impurities to reveal the gold. Kalpana realized her childhood trauma wasn't a life sentence, it was the exact furnace that made her tougher
Padma Shri.
than any corporate billionaire in India. Every Sunday on this channel,
A story of
we don't
success
just tell stories,
decoded.
we give you blueprints for success. I want you to take 5 minutes today to complete this 3-step NLP exercise. This will help you in rewriting your bottleneck story. Let's get started. If you're an ambitious college student or a professional in India right now, stop saying, I did not get into an IIT or an IIM, so my career is limited. Reframe it to, I don't have a luxury brand name protecting me. I have to build raw, undeniable skill to win. That makes me more dangerous than a textbook graduate. And if you are an NRI watching this from Munich or New York or Sydney, stop saying, I don't fit into the corporate culture here because I am an outsider. Reframe it to, I possess a dual cultural perspective that monolithic locals can never access. My outsider status is my unique strategic advantage. Remember those closed gates we started at? Kalpana Saroj didn't open them because the economy improved or because someone came to
Morning.
rescue
Let's
her.
have a productive day.
She opened them because she rewrote her own identity. She proved that when you change the meaning of your pain, you change the trajectory of your entire life. That is the one person decision, not a dramatic leap, but a quiet, fierce rewrite. If Kalpana's mindset changed the way you look at your barriers, hit subscribe. Every single Sunday, we decode one ordinary Indian, one extraordinary decision, and the exact science behind why it worked. Drop a comment below. Whose mental blueprint do you want me to deconstruct next? I read every single response. I am Venkatesh Raja. See you next Sunday.